The idea came from an art-science collaboration that I had done earlier on in the project, where I was working with a researcher named Sherry Lynn Racinto. I was tap dancing, and the tap kind of degraded to show different things that have been identified in the brain that go along with Alzheimer's. So lack of oxygen, lack of glucose, and then leading to neurodegeneration. And I guess that gave the idea to kind of do something similar with the neurodegeneration piece. Starting with a song with a really clear beat, and then eventually having it kind of degrade into something much more amorphous, and then the dancers on the other side of the stage are also doing corresponding movements that start out quite coordinated and connected, and gradually lose kind of that synchrony.
Tap dancing reminded a lot of the people in my lab of recording from neurons. So there used to be like an audio output when you recorded from cells. It goes tick, tick, tick. And so it really sounds like the tap dance. And so they were thinking about, having a duet between what's happening in the brain, like the firing of the different neurons in different regions of the brain, and then having the tap dancer respond. And I think that could be another way to show like how what's happening inside is controlling the outside movement.
I was hoping next Monday we could maybe, if we have time, explore some sound interactively with that and use like a Laurie Anderson technique and release content based on your tap dancing. So like wind or rain or trees would be released based on your rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
When we got into the space, all we knew was that the desynchronization aspect was very important for the neurodegeneration scene, and especially through the vehicle of tap dance. That resonated really strongly with the participants. We set up that infrastructure for the tap dancing using Claire, who is incredibly mind-blowingly talented, multi-talented, especially with tap dancing, and Anusha's great house track that Jen specifically wanted underneath.
That's all like Emily's genius, but what she came up with was this idea that she could actually take the tap dancing and allow that to be the trigger for when the music happens.
Using Ableton, using a special plugin in Ableton called vocoder, where having an input on the stage, whether it be a vocal mic or a contact mic, that allows the channel, which is running the content for the scene, to open up. So as soon as the mics get a trigger, this channel, which is constantly running its content, opens and allows sound to break through.
So the output was the song, so Go Home, and the input was Claire's tapping. And every time the mic picked up on her tapping, it would allow the song to be played. So basically the song was being played in silence except for when Claire was tapping, and then it would allow the sound to come through. It felt almost like she was playing the keyboard with her feet.
So when we got into that sound exploration day on the second week of rehearsal, we set up that whole infrastructure, we ran the music underneath, we set up a mic, and we just let Claire play. And that's when Anusha was clutching her pearls. That's when all of us were just freaking out.
The first time that I heard that whole piece happen in front of me, like taking my song and turning it into something that was so interpretive, it made me want to cry. It was so cool.
I'll always remember Claire's face with her mask. I'll remember her eyes popping open and being like, what is happening right now? This is so cool.
When people think of tap dance, they often think of Broadway and some of the more classic movies with kind of flashy show tap dance, which is also super cool. And I had a lot of fun doing that in the opening number. But there's a lot of amazing tap dancing going on right now that's very rhythm-based and more abstract, or more kind of integrating different multimedia or collaborating with other dance forms. So it was really great to also showcase that side of tap dance.
For all of us, it was a combination, a fusion of our different talents that made that possible, made that scene to be so effective.